to a new live stream of Flower Circus. Today we're going to talk about with Alejandro Henao from Naranjo Roses from Ecuador. Hopefully he can tell us more about what's happening over there, what's happening at Naranjo at the moment. And if you have any questions for him or me, feel free to put them in the comments so we can talk about it in the live stream. Alejandro, welcome.
Thank you very much, John, for having me in your show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you yourself?
Very good. Trying to
Yeah?
stay positive. Yes, sir. Always.
Okay, great. So tell me, how are you doing? And what are you doing at the moment?
Well, it's a good question. We're doing good. Thank God. We're healthy, which is the most important thing nowadays. Same thing with our crew at the farm and everybody. We're healthy and positive, which I believe is the most important thing. And
Yeah,
then we're just staying active, hustling. I would say that's the word.
yeah,
Trying to find markets, trying to support clients worldwide. It's challenging, but
yeah.
we're up for the challenge for sure.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about Naranjo for the people who don't know you? I
Oh,
can.
thank you very much for that. Absolutely, Naranjo Roses is a family-owned company. This is our 20th year in business.
Yeah,
Very proud of what we've accomplished. We've started Mariluz Naranjo, actually, she's our CEO. She started with 2 hectares when she came in from Colombia. Nowadays, we are a 45 plus hectare group located in the southern part of Ecuador in the Cotopaxi province.
yeah,
Uh, a little bit shy of 100 varieties. Our main markets, it's Europe, for Europe and Eastern Europe especially,
yeah,
and we also have a very good position in United States. Russia, we are growing, and
yeah,
then Asia, it's also an emerging market that we are considering. Well, before this, it was our goal to increase our share this year, but nowadays it's just a matter of then going day by day to see which market will eventually start growing.
yeah. So you're also located on high altitude. I think one of the farms is even above 3,000 meters, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. That's a very important factor. Yes, 3,150 meters in one of our three farms. The other ones are 2,900 meters above sea level. So that
Oh,
enabled us to have a big bud. We have a very nice, like, vibrant color in our roses. And in our post harvest, we try to work with a very consistent product.
yeah. And you do, on the website, I see, and also during shows, I see you divided the groups of roses in three different groups. Uh,
Um,
so you got, I can't say normal roses because I think there's not a normal rose existing. But you're also like the assortment you are having. You're also painting or tinting roses, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We have the three lines. We like to call it the fresh cut, which is the natural rose, right?
Yeah,
That's our core. That's our main business. We do have a tinted and an airbrush line,
yeah,
where we are very flexible and very creative, trying to innovate and trying to do different stuff. We've come up with this line, which has been pretty successful, and we've been growing at a very interesting rate just because there's a market for it.
yeah,
Especially Asia, China, they love tinted roses. So we're satisfying that demand. And then we
yeah,
have a third line, which is our preserved roses, our eternal rose called Lulu. And that's been a challenge. That's been something that has been our new project. Actually, we've been a little bit over 200. I guess that is going to be our second year. This one, we've
yeah,
accomplished very interesting things, and it's been challenging. I think that's a segment of the market that needs to get a different approach, but we're definitely happy with it.
yeah. And can you tell us a little bit more about the situation at the moment in Ecuador? Are you allowed just to go to work, or is it only certain people who can go to their work?
It is for all the population is a stay at home policy. It is kind of reinforced. You can move depending on the last digit of your plate, your car plate, to buy groceries and anything that's essential for your I mean, for whatever you need to do, right? That won't harm or compromise your fellow citizens. At the farm, we have permits that will allow our employees to get to the farm in a safe way. We are working very, very hard to guarantee their security with
Yeah,
masks and with gloves and with special equipment, and also respecting the social distancing among themselves. So, by
yeah.
doing so,
Oh,
this is something that we implemented, trying to guarantee their safety and their health and their well-being.
yeah,
So it has been challenging because of this social distancing. We don't have the normal capacity that we would have to process all our production. But then
yeah,
again, market is complicated as we all know. So in that regard, it is something good among all these complicated situations that we're living.
yeah,
Then market-wise, John, it's been challenging. I'll give you just a general overview of
yeah.
all our
Okay.
markets. The United States, I mean, being such a big country with 50 states, each one is handled individually. President Trump gave the authority to the governors to take decisions. So you have states in total lockdown, like California, like New York, and then you have other states with the stay-at-home policy. So it it's complicated, but still we're trying to support them as much as we can.
Yeah,
In Europe, well, you of course know exactly how it's going over there in Western Europe with complex realities in Italy, in Spain, in France. Poland is starting to open up a little bit.
yeah,
Germany is is good as well. Denmark, Austria. I mean, all those countries are starting to reopen their business, which is very interesting. In Russia, we are finishing the second week of quarantine, so we're starting to see some movement, especially from trucks from Amsterdam to those
yeah,
markets. So, and we felt it today, actually here in Quito as well. Asia, they are demanding flowers, but the challenge that they have right now is the excessively high rates in the air freight.
yeah,
I know that the airlines, I mean, they're working with very low capacity, therefore they need to increase the rates. But flowers, I mean, they're vital, and we need to have them around us, but
yeah,
there's a price that they can pay. So that's the biggest challenge that Asia is facing right now. And then other markets like South America or Australia, they're starting to reopen slowly, but we do see a change in the trend, which is very, very important.
yeah. Yeah, and about staying positive and actually you are advertising that quite a lot, or showing it on social media.
It's the only way, John. I
Yeah,
mean, if we're going to overcome this, I mean, it's with a positive attitude and a positive spirit, and it's a solidarity thing as well. I mean, we gotta overcome this together. That's what we are telling our clients and telling our friends. We're going to overcome this together. We're supporting them in any way that we can. We are trying to use our strengths in the logistics to put our clients' boxes, whether in Miami or in Amsterdam, for them
yeah,
to secure their cash flow. We are working very close with our clients with a independent price list, especially nowadays for Mother's Day, that it's our second biggest holiday. So
yeah,
we're working very close. We value a lot our relationships with our clients. We have been working with them pretty much since the beginning. So it's a very close relationship where we respect them a lot, and we understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
So that's how, I mean, that's with our clients. And in-house, it has been challenging as well because we are at a very low capacity right now from our numbers, but we are trying to protect our team members as much as we can. We're
Yeah.
trying to look after the cash flow. It's something. I mean, it's a complex time, but I'm sure that we're taking the proper measures to secure the long live of the company, and how to stay strong and overcome this and
Yeah.
reinvent ourselves for a future that's going to be a new normality, like is calling it nowadays.
Yeah. One of the things you did was this. Did you make it at the farm or where is
Of course,
this?
we did. That's in one of our farms. Actually, it's called Sir Arthur, and that's the spirit. I mean, stay positive. That's a very interesting hashtag that we started promoting. I mean, it wasn't ours. Let's say that we adopted it,
Yeah.
and we identify 100% with it. And then Quédate en casa, it's Spanish for stay at home. That's a local campaign that the local government started advertising. So we adopted it as well as the safest measure to avoid the growth of this infection that is affecting us so much.
Okay. And about the local government, are they supporting the growers or do you get any support from the local government?
Yes, yes, they've been very active trying to support us. You got to understand our reality. Remember, Ecuador is still a third world country. I mean, our economy is far from the first nations in the world. So they're doing what they can, and we do believe that they are supporting our industry a lot. It's just challenging because ours is extremely affected, but there are so many others that are affected as well. So
Yeah.
it's like being a good dad. You don't have favorite kids. It's just you try to support all of them in the ways of your means,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah, that's of course it's difficult and it depends per country and like you said, it's difficult to choose which one to support and because yeah, the floral industry in Ecuador, they host many people.
yes indeed. Yes, indeed. We are proud to be the industry that hires the more employees per hectare, being an agro-industrial sector. We are a very high. What word can I use? I mean, yeah, we employ a lot of people per hectare. So the impact is considerably once you start seeing that your numbers are not getting there.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, yes, as a sector, we did have some layoffs, especially people that just started in the company here. You have a 90-day period where it's like a trial period, and fortunately,
Yeah.
some farms they had to lay off some people just because they need to. Otherwise, you're compromising the whole future of the company. So it has been tough. I won't lie to you. It has been tough, but
Yeah.
there's there are some measures that you have to take. Fortunately.
Yeah, that's what we see everywhere. The workers that they just hired temporarily or that just started. Yeah, that there was at the moment no room for them or yeah, you have to survive and it's making about tough choices. And that's one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, as I told you, I mean, this is a family-owned company, and we value a lot our labor force. It's not a cliche; it's actually what we live for. And
Yeah.
Mariluz, our CEO, as I told you, she's incredibly human. I have the honor to be working with her, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
What she's accomplished, and how involved she is with the big majority of our employees, and those that we had to let go. They know that we promised them that once this is over and we regain our normal traction and our numbers, we're gonna bring them back, and
Yeah.
they all agree that yes. I mean, it's unfortunately it is what we have to make, and there's so much you can do with a reality, and we're trying to make the most out of it.
Yeah. How do you look at the future when hopefully soon this is all over. How will it influence our business or daily lives? How are people going to order? How are you going to go to exhibitions, or are you going to exhibitions? Because it's a big group of people. How do you see that?
John, it's going to be a new normality, as I told you. I mean,
Yeah,
I would love everything to remain as it was. The exhibitions, it was a great place to meet people, to re-encounter with people, I mean, to generate new experiences. I loved it.
yeah,
I hope that it won't change, and I hope that it will remain as it always have been. But you never know. I mean, we gotta assimilate what's going on and how's that gonna affect our life. So in a personal way, I hope that it won't, but I know it will, unfortunately.
yeah,
Uh, Business wise, John, I believe that it's gonna be a new market for everybody. I mean, flowers are just you just can't have them around. They are vital, as I told you. So
yeah,
we will prevail as a business. I do have great expectations for the second semester of 2020 and the whole 2021. Unfortunately, some farms won't make the cut. The situation it's been very tough for some of them. So
yeah,
we do foresee some farms going out of business, and that's gonna pretty much balance up demand and supply. So in that regard, I see a positive second quarter of 2020. There are some other markets or I wouldn't say markets, lines of business. E-commerce is growing
yeah,
dramatically right now because people are staying at home, and with this social distancing, it is going to be also something to have to consider. So
yeah,
we're focusing our efforts in that line, supporting clients that are already in that market. Mass markets, they've been very active through the crisis, and they will stay remaining a very important source of business and a very steady market as per behavior.
yeah,
So we do believe that that's going to keep on increasing at its normal trend. And then flower shops, I mean, we just pray for the best. That's our core. I mean, we support wholesalers worldwide,
yeah,
and we can only pray for the best and hope that they'll have the strength needed. I know that they do. It's a very resilient market, and we can only pray for the best and tell them that, I mean, be strong
yeah,
and let's keep on working together and finding ways to make the business grow. From our part in Naranjo, and I'm pretty sure that I can use the word of all the growers in Ecuador, especially, we're here for you. I mean,
yeah,
flowers are on the fields, and they are just wishing to go your way. So in that regard, we can only pray for the best and just hope the government to support their businesses and to overcome this and
yeah,
get out of the situation stronger. And people will be definitely be needing roses and flowers. I mean, they are an important part of our life, and that's only good things that we can expect for the future, John.
yeah. I think what we see now in certain places in Europe, we're like you actually are doing, telling more and more the positive things about flowers, because we forgot actually to tell about what influence flowers have on people's moods, on people's feelings, and it's coming back. So and that's you also made some videos out of that to show, okay, flowers, uh, yeah, they influence people. This is also from somebody positive impact on people. I mean, this is what we need to tell more, I think. Also, not only the growers, but everybody in the whole industry. People should know that flowers are good for you.
Absolutely, and that's an affirmation. I mean, that's not something that you sweet talk or it's a sales pitch. No, no, no. I mean, there are studies from Harvard, from Stanford, from Oxford University.
Yeah,
There are a lot of studies that prove that having flowers around you not only helps your mood, but it also increases your productivity. It makes you happier. I mean, and it is a fact. So that's what we're trying to do. Actually, the the whole the Holland, I think it was the Dutch flower group that they started a campaign, buy flowers and not toilet paper, because we have this, I don't know why we need to buy flower paper in complex times. I have no idea.
Yeah,
If that, I mean, if those efforts would go to the floral industry where it actually has a direct benefit, imagine
yeah,
that. We can only stay positive and let people know that for sure having flowers around them will be beneficial in so many ways. That's what we're trying to tell everybody. I mean, just
yeah,
ask for flowers and have flowers around.
yeah. I think there was a smart guy who just wrote an article on internet saying, okay, what to do when you have to sit at home for a long time. And point number one was buy toilet paper. So that's why everybody started to do it. But I think we need to rewrite it and also put flowers there.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's been. I mean, people gotta do it. The good thing about Europe is that you have flowers in your culture. You see, I mean, you live with flowers, and they're always there. So that's good. I also heard about a campaign. A client of ours in Holland told us that the local government started a campaign to buy more flowers to support local farmers, and not
Yeah,
only local farmers but local enterprises that have flowers. And it it turned incredibly good. Well, everybody feel the need and the obligation to support, I mean, your fellow citizens or your fellow Dutchman by buying flowers, and you actually saw an important increase. So
yeah,
imagine if we can replicate that worldwide. There wouldn't be enough flowers on normal production to satisfy that demand. So that's what we're trying to do, especially in other markets where the flower culture is not that strong,
yeah,
States, Canada, Asia, other places. But we're in that quest, and I know that we're gonna definitely um, succeed in that
yeah,
kind of
for
thought.
sure. I think and it's also what I see. A lot of people are dropping their prices in Holland. Of course, you have the auction. So, but a lot of people are dropping their prices. Now you're not making money. You're only selling less, dropping your prices, and before you get the prices up again, people will buy flowers if they want, even if you drop your prices. So without dropping your prices. So be careful with dropping the prices. I can imagine it's the first
Mm.
reaction of a lot of people. I can't sell it, so I will drop my prices. Hopefully, I will sell it. I have so many examples of flower shops who are buying 2 times cheaper but still selling for the same price. So the consumer doesn't even know it.
Absolutely, and that's an excellent point, and thank you for mentioning it. We are seeing that, but when thank you, Kate.
Yeah,
When you when you start having good relationship with your clients, you start seeing those who are actually being part of a of a value chain, right? When everybody respects what you just said, we are okay in reviewing our prices if the end consumer is going to get a reduction on the prices, right? And
yeah,
we are also aware that, for instance, clients, as I told you before, in Asia or in certain parts of Europe or in Australia or in distant places, they will have to pay extra efforts. Of course, we will support them.
yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, we are in this together, as I told you. But then there are some other people that are trying to take advantage of a very dramatic situations, and we don't appreciate that. Of course, as growers, we are talking among ourselves just to try to have the same line of business, right? Not
yeah,
let those people take advantage of a very dramatic situation, but try to work together where we can have competitive pricing that will allow us to keep on going, right?
yeah,
Overcome a situation that's very complex and just go, go with the flow and overcome it. And once we finish this situation, we will go and regain normal pricing.
yeah,
But yes, definitely there are some people taking advantage. There are some farms in a very complex situation that they don't have a well-structured commercial department that they rely a lot on brokers, on some other people, and unfortunately, they are caving into those prices. They say, "Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, I'd rather prefer selling it at a very low price instead of throwing it to the garbage." But they don't know that they're harming themselves. So
Yeah.
yes, there are people that are taking advantage. Unfortunately, yes, there are some other farms that they don't have other options, so they
Yeah.
are taking those prices. But we as an industry, as an Ecuadorian industry, let's put it like that, the top 20 farms, we are trying to avoid that. We
Yeah.
are trying to talk to our clients and to make them understand that we're not making any money whatsoever. I mean, we're not even covering our basic costs
Yeah.
with what we're selling right now. So in that regard, we need their support, and we've been very successful in letting them understand what.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those serious clients that value relationships. There are some
Yeah. And
others that are taking advantage, and we don't
yeah.
appreciate that for sure.
I think if you explain and if you show people how much effort we do to produce just one rose, then people will even understand that the prices you're asking in a normal period are already very low. I mean,
Absolutely. You're
it's,
absolutely right. You're
uh,
absolutely right. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to grow a rose. I mean, I'm pretty sure that big majority knows, but some others maybe won't. And from the time that you just plant or when you grab the variety of the plant, it'll take a little bit over 7 months to get your first rose. So that's 7 months of investment in labor force,
yeah,
in agrochemicals, in a lot of things. And then when you cut it and you harvest it and you process it and you export it, there are a lot of direct costs involved. And yes, as you said, people would know how much labor it's in an airport, prices would be different, but it is what it is. I mean, with what we had before, we were happy, and I'm pretty sure that we will regain that traction, as I said, in the short term. So
yeah.
it is what it is, my friend.
It's actually one of the things I once tested during one of my shows. I showed them a special flower. Not everybody knew the flower, and I told the whole story: how to produce it, how long it took to grow it before it flowered, things like that. And then I asked them, "How much would you pay for it?" It was two times higher than the price at the moment, or the normal price. So we have to concentrate on that as well, I think.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Our industry, it's I believe it's still an immature industry. It's a lot based on supply and demand.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, because we are still a commodity, the end consumer and many times even the retailer don't know the history behind it or whom it's growing the flower, how responsible. We don't have any traceability where the retailer can know if whomever she's buying the flowers from is
yeah,
responsible, is, I mean, it's being socially aware, or it's respecting its communities, or it's paying its employees, or there are a lot of things. Unfortunately, the industry, that there are a lot of informal people, and that's something that we're working on,
yeah,
trying to do some kind of traceability where people know exactly where their product or where their flowers come from, and how we protect our team members and our employees, and how we support their career growth, and how
yeah,
we do all those kind of things in order to produce a more sustainable and better rose in our case. And I know that my colleagues here in Ecuador and many, of course, worldwide do the same.
yeah,
But we need to work on that, on a traceability thing that will people know exactly where they're getting their products and whom is working responsibly and whom not.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Great. I learned a lot again. It was really nice talking to you again. I don't know if you have something to add to this, the whole story we had.
John, just thank you for having me on Flower Circus. What you're doing is just outstanding. That's a disruptive move,
Thank you.
as we said later
Yeah,
before. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm very proud to be here. I'm very thankful as well. And whatever I can do for you, my friend, we're always here for you.
likewise. So let's just keep in contact, stay safe. Hopefully this is
Absolutely.
soon over, and then we have a conversation about how everything's growing again, and that we are blooming the world again like we never did before.
Absolutely, exactly. That's the idea. That's what we're aiming for, and we're going to accomplish it. So
Okay.
rest assured, my friend.
Okay. John, thank you very much. Hope to see you
Thank you,
soon.
John.
Thank you, people, for
Absolutely.
watching. And also hope to see you soon. On Monday, we've got Willem from Florius Flowers. He's growing summer flowers in Africa. So let's hear what he has to say. See you soon and stay safe.
Thank you.